Now, Joe Bob's Last Call and The Outer Limits, I, Robot on TNT.
Well, that wasn't that great, was it? Why is everybody so happy that we're going to colonize Mars when this guy just barely escaped turning into a steam-addicted reptile from too much space travel? I wasn't exactly picking up on any irony there at the end. This episode was supposed to be the season opener for year 2 of The Outer Limits, but the network wasn't really thrilled with it, so they moved it to the second week, and it got killed by the season premiere of The Jackie Gleason Show. Anyhow, don't go to sleep yet, because now we got the Leonard Nimoy Outer Limits episode, I, Robot. And Nimoy plays a newspaperman, that's what they called him in those days, newspapermen, who gets a curmudgeon lawyer out of retirement to defend a robot who's accused of murdering his creator. Sort of a cross between Frankenstein and Perry Mason. And the robot's really convincing. You can even see the gaffer's tape holding it together in some of the shots. But let's do those drive-in totals because it's getting late. We have 1 dead body, 1 dead robot, no breasts, child jerking with broken arm, redneck cops with shotguns, consensual short-circuiting, generator to the back, 1 motor vehicle pedestrian run-in. I give this one about 2 stars also, so check it out because I've still got this Leonard Nimoy poetry for you. Remember when I promised you that? I'm not going to read it just yet, but I will tell you that it's inspired by the death of Spock. But it's also about love. It's love poetry. Love, love, and death. You know what I always say, Ernie?
Yeah.
It's all about love, man.
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and The Outer Limits, I, Robot on TNT.
Love those opening titles. The original title for The Outer Limits was Please Stand By. They really wanted to go full bore with that taking over your television set gimmick. I'm not sure why they changed it, but hey, do you guys remember which Twilight Zone episode Leonard Nimoy was in? It was called A Quality of Mercy, and he actually had a pretty dinky part in it. That was the one with Dean Stockwell, where the soldier sees what it's like to be the enemy. It's not near as good as the William Shatner episode on the airplane, but what the hey. Leonard Nimoy's a better director, though. He directed Star Trek 3 and Star Trek 4, the really good one where they go to Earth to beam up the whales. Remember that one? Yeah. William Shatner directed Star Trek 5, the one with Spock's brother. You're going, what one with Spock's brother? Exactly, right? That's my point. Plus, Leonard Nimoy directed 3 Men and a Baby, which don't get me started on, but it was a humongous hit. Okay, let's quit blabbing and get back to the show. Actually, 3 Men and a Baby, that wasn't that bad. I can't remember. Who was the actual father in that movie? Tom Selleck or Ted Danson? Couldn't have been Steve Guttenberg. That goes without saying. Nothing against Steve. He was awesome in Police Academy 3. Well, the whole series, but especially 3.
Yeah.
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and The Outer Limits, I, Robot on TNT.
That's the late Howard Da Silva, one of our blacklisted actors as the reclusive defense attorney Thurman Cutler. One of Howard's claims to fame is that he was in the original 1943 production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma on stage. That's with an exclamation point. Oklahoma! I know you guys love it when I talk about musical theater, so I'll... Oh. Anyhow, he was also a hard-working supporting actor in war movies and noir flicks of the 40s. He was in The Blue Dahlia and The Lost Weekend. And then Robert Taylor fingered him before the House Un-American Activities Committee, and he got blacklisted from Hollywood for 10 years. It's really weird when you look at a guy's resume and has all these movies from 1940, 1941, 42, 43, all the way up to 51, and then nada, nothing, zip, until 1962. That's when he started working again, so it's really a trip. This TV show was made when he'd only been back on the scene for a year or 2, so that bit about his having been retired from the human race is sort of poignant when you know that, isn't it? Okay, the show must go on, so roll it. Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind comes whistling down the plain. Na 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 nee ba-doo-ba. What are the words to that song? I don't know. Favorite of beauty pageant contestants everywhere, you know. Oh, whoa, clap. Well, they do that hand on the hips. Oh, clap.
Back to Joe Bob's Last Call and the Outer Limits, I, Robot, on TNT.
You know what I think they got right in this Outer Limits episode? The robot. He's pretty sympathetic. It's those big doe eyes he's got, right? I mean, he doesn't have those beady little red eyes that some robots have. He's got those big, brown, dewy-looking eyes. The ironic thing is that no one at the production company takes credit for building the robot suit. They think somebody just found it in the prop closet over at Paramount. But the thing they really did not get right is that it's so obviously a guy in a suit. He looks like he could break out into dance any second, all limbered up and ready to go. All right, let's get back to it. You know, people were actually afraid of robots in the 60s. A lot of guys thought robots were smart enough to take over their jobs and put them out of work. And they were right.